Yay! All right, let's see here. Make sure everything is silenced. I always end up doing
Yeah,
that.
I think I'm live too as well.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Good.
All right.
Yeah, no, I just wait for the chat for everybody to tell me that there's something wrong.
Yeah, I know. I normally do that too. I'm like, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So,
Yeah, it's all good, but we're live, I think.
Boom.
What's up?
Yeah, I see
What's
people
up,
in there.
everybody?
Hi, guys.
Yeah, we are live.
What is going on?
So, guys, I just on my end for everybody, if you don't, obviously, I think everyone on my channel probably knows who CryptoCandor is at this point. If you guys don't know, Omar from Crypto's news, we had a little bit of an issue with the video on his end because he has like this ridiculously amazing studio. So he's a little small, but you know what? It's about the content, guys. It's not necessarily about the visuals. So, okay.
See, if I had known that, I wouldn't have tried to look so pretty with the fancy lights and cameras, and I would have just gone on my laptop and recorded that way. But next time we'll do it. We'll give you those horrid sights.
Whatever.
What's
I
up,
really
guys?
appreciate the earmuffs, and the microphone and the whole getup. So.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been slowly adding to it. So now that I recently moved, I didn't have a studio forever. It was always like breaking stuff down in my living room and setting it up. But now I have a podcast arm. Somebody told me you need to get a shock mount so that I stop upsetting them whenever I touch the desk. So I got that.
Yep.
And LED lights after I took a class here at YouTube Space to learn about backlighting. But yeah, it's been coming up. So
I actually did
it's just like the only way I know how to do it.
For like the first 6 months, I was breaking down everything and then reassembling it, and it would take me, I don't know, 3 hours to shoot a video, which was absurd. So I moved everything to a different location in my house. Got a ring light because Elliot from FUD TV was like, "Yeah, that's my favorite." Got that. Have a bunch of other lights, and so far so good. So it's definitely a learning curve for sure.
Yeah, and it's hard for you too, because would you guys like to introduce yourselves for my channel as well? I know you're like a nurse as well, so you have a full-time job, is that right? And you're a dietitian?
Dietitian. So I work 40 hours a week on top of doing the whole channel. But my name is Alex, and I manage, do content for the YouTube CryptoCandor, which is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for everybody who doesn't know who I am, obviously I'm being completely rude and texting on my phone during a live stream, but you know, my name's KDubb. I run a channel called CryptoZombie. I was actually featured on Omar's channel once at Consensus. That was really cool. Although I feel like I didn't get a chance to really express who I was very well because I was unbelievably exhausted during that interview. And I feel like now I'm a lot more level-headed. So it's totally awesome to be on your channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. It's nice to hang out. Yeah, I like having both of you as well. And you're an inspiration as well, CryptoCandor, because you're working a full-time job and doing crypto. So people like to make the excuse, you know, I can't do anything right now because I'm working. So that's something to share. And then I'm happy to have you back, CryptoZombie, KDubb, because I really enjoyed your energy, just meeting you in person. And sometimes just seeing people in person, these streams can be easier and you can just get a feel. But of course, it was 4 of us. We were just kind of like detuning and de-stressing, as it were. But you're not tired? What time is it where you're at? I know where you're at, Alex. It's 9:30 right now.
He's only like an hour and a half from me.
Oh wow. So it's lit. Thank you guys for fitting me in there. See, for me it's 6:30 and it's late. Usually I don't do videos after 5.
Oh wow, I feel honored then. Thank you. This is amazing.
Thanks for making time. I had no idea.
Don't worry, I'll be the tired one today because I'm just out of my game.
Well, by the time we're done with this, it's going to be 10:30, and I've already had to. I mean, I had my news video this morning. I had to do 2 different interviews. I got a lot coming up on my channel as well. I'm trying to reach. It's a tough time right now, you know, because of the markets and everything, and the sentiment is totally different than it was even just like even a month ago. It was bad then. It's even worse now. You know, forget about it. Like you talk about an ICO, and it's just like forget it. Obviously, you talk about positive news and people tell you that, you know, don't lie to everybody. You talk about negative news and people are like, you know, how could you? I bought all my money. I put all my money in. So it's like, it's tough times right now. And I'm just trying to find that middle ground because I'm not going anywhere. You know, I love crypto, whether it's up, down, in the middle. I want to produce content and I want to be here for people. So that's why I'm doing a live stream with you guys. I'm kind of more interested, I guess, in what everyone else is kind of thinking instead of telling people what to think. I'm more interested in what everyone's thinking right now. You know, overall feel is.
And I think we all come at it from a different way because, like you said, I've been doing these videos for a while, so it's easy for me to get lost in my own little world as well. But I try to really understand what is the community feeling right now, because I think it's important for us as people who kind of reflect what is going on in the industry. People swear that we're trying to change the industry and we're trying to show this and profit off of it. And I think it's, for me at least, it's more like a mirror. I feel like I see and I give, and I almost try to be more of like a prism for the good ideas. But that's like a heavy weight I'm realizing today, because I'm like, there's so much news that you kind of have to pick what you're going to do. And what if you miss something that's really, really cool? So I was just stressing about that earlier. I was like, damn, it's hard now. So I really appreciate seeing more YouTubers come up and making this content and seeing what you guys think is cool.
Well, you know what I think it is too? I think there's a lot of, I think like a lot of people, because, you know, when crypto wasn't really like popping exactly, there wasn't really a lot of content. And as soon as Bitcoin hit 20K, literally anyone with a camera just started making videos. And I mean, I might be partially responsible as well, but I've always been an avid crypto. I've been interested in it, but I was always on the sideline. I was at my job. You know, I used to listen to guys like you, Omar. I always had you in my headphones at work. But you know, finally, at
you were a gardener, right? Or
yeah,
like,
yep. I was a landscaper for 12 years. You know, it was a family business, so it really didn't come down to. You know what it was? It was just like it was. I always wanted to do other things, but it was kind of like a good fallback plan, so to speak. You know, like if it didn't work out, I still had the family business, but I always kind of wanted to do other stuff. I've always had interest in tech. I've always, you know, I always had to have the new gadget, the new game.
Yeah, it was the same way.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I found out about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, I was just blown away. And it wasn't really about the money in the beginning. It turned into it after it blew up. And then I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like once I was looking at my portfolio, and I think that's what happened with everybody. I think everybody just freaked out over the price action. And I think that unfortunately what kind of happened was it turned into a lot of greed. There was a lot of ICOs, there was a lot of cash grabs, there was a lot of scams, and there was a lot of people investing in stuff that they didn't really 100% understand. And I think that had a lot to do with the downfall. But like I always tell people, the tech didn't change. And yeah, we have 1,600 tokens right now, but I think eventually we're going to figure out like the top 25, the ones that serve value, the ones that have purpose. And I think like once we can finally find the Amazons, the Googles, the Facebooks, et cetera, whatever, I think then the space will kind of start to move forward again. But I think right now we're in a bit of a discovery zone, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Those are good points. I want to just invite everybody to hit the like button, and please subscribe to both of their channels. They really put out great content. If you can, just check out CryptoCandor and KDubb right now. I'm not going to blame you if you take time away from the chat right now to just go subscribe. And I want to also thank like Timothy and Mr. Harry Lasagna here. Well, Timothy said he got notifications for all three of our channels. He's already subscribed, which is sick. And then Mr. Harry Lasagna said he's in all three chats at the same time. So that must be interesting.
Yeah, I've got someone over here that said the same thing. I'm in all three chats, so it's got to be the same person.
I'm not sure how one pulls that off. Actually, I can't see what it looks like on your end, Omar, but I'm sure yours looks freaking phenomenal because you're the. See, the thing with me is like I don't even focus on the way things look. I just get in front of a green screen half the time, put up the news, and just start talking. Most of my videos are one-shot take.
I'm so envious of that.
Occasionally, I might have to edit a part. Like sometimes I do stumble, I get excited, I mispronounce something, but for the most part, I just go. You know, I just turn the camera on and go because I just feel like that's like raw. It's me.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm super envious of your skill to do that. And that's part of the reason I put out my blooper reel is because when I first started making content, everybody was like, oh, it comes so easy, or you must have a whole group of people helping you. And I'm like recording in my bedroom with like lights that I got off Amazon. Like, I don't understand how people think like this is a big deal. So then when I did the blooper reel, it proved to everybody how much effort and how many takes it would take me to get it right. And so I think it's important. Like with you,
what's a blooper reel? What do you mean?
Like every time I'd mess up, or I couldn't get something right, or sometimes I'd swear, or sometimes I'd make a mistake, or whatever. And it's just like it's like a 5-minute compilation of like the first 10 videos I did and like all the screw ups that I did in the process.
That's so cool. I love that. I wish everybody would do that.
I just felt like, and that because it was like Kyle, like you said, your content's you, it's raw, and that's what the blooper reel was. It was me frustrated, making mistakes, and that's why I put it out because I thought it was important.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like you just have to be creative, especially in a bear market. It's tough. Like I've been reaching out to people, what kind of content do you want? And, you know, I used to do a lot of instructional type videos comparing different types of consensuses or talking about how to use something. But everybody knows how to do that now. Like we're all kind of intelligent.
Yeah.
We're just kind of waiting for like that next big catalyst. So
yeah, man. And it's that struggle for me too of like trying to catch on to that sentiment. For example, in my Facebook group today, my girlfriend's a moderator there, and we have several moderators who chat in a group, and we blew to like 97,000 something members during the peak, and then like it's been slow trickle since then of new members. It was insane. We would just have to like you would log in every, I think, like 20 minutes and have 600 new requests. It made like no sense sometimes. It was like all the time. So we had to vet people, and it was constantly deleting the shit posters and trying to figure out what we're going to do. And so we had certain rules in there, like you cannot be shilling coins. Like let's try to keep the discussion civil, no racist people and all that kind of thing. And so today she told me that every single post that she saw was a negative post where somebody was saying like, why, like why crypto, screw crypto, like this is all she could see. She said, I'm gonna start banning people and deleting all these posts. And I said, I don't think that's necessarily the right approach, because I think it's nice to understand that's the sentiment. Like, let's not beat it down. She's like, yeah, but this is a crypto enthusiast group, and I'm not trying to knock my girl. I'm just sharing what actually happened. She's actually here in the chat, so she's upstairs. So
yeah.
But again, we're not here to try to influence things, and I don't think we're creating FUD by talking about the bad news. It's really just trying to gauge what's actually happening. We have to respect that it has been a bear market, and it's possible to continue. We have to realize that.
We got to be realistic. Like I don't want to sit here and tell people, oh, everything's perfect, the market's great. Yeah, keep buying, throw all your money, whatever. Things are happening. There's an evolution. We're going to see up, we're going to see down, and we all have to take it in stride. That doesn't do anybody any good if we're all kind of being dishonest or, hiding behind it.
Yeah.
And you still have your full-time job. I know you quit yours as well, right? KDubb? So you're working on crypto fully? How does that work?
It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. I'm not worried. I'm a simple person. Like, I'm not the Lambo guy. So for me, like, even though we're down, the gains that I made from just last year alone are plenty to get by. And for me, I'm more about the content. It's funny because you actually said like you said influencer before, and I actually hate that term, even though it's true. When I talk about coins, I am an influencer. People are influencers.
I hate it too. Yeah, it's like
but I like
looking at it.
Yeah, I prefer content creator because for me, like, okay, when I wake up, sometimes I get people, and I try to include some kind of humor, although I know it's hard in these bear markets. I'll try to add like a funny intro or put a meme in my video or just something to kind of lighten up the spirits, because the thing is like, it does seem like it's doom and gloom, but everyone's going through the exact same thing that we're going through right now. It's not like you're the only person. Like, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So if it was just me, then I'd be depressed. I'd be like, damn, I screwed up. But since it's the whole market as a whole, it's like, guys, like, we're in this together. And guess what? Yeah, it sucks now. But when things do turn around, the people that are going to actually benefit from it are the people that stayed in it and believed in it and, got the good projects as well. It's actually kind of funny. So I actually had somebody on one of my videos, I think it was 2 days ago, tell me, like, how dare I stick up for EOS? They were like, they had,
we're gonna go there.
They had let's talk about it, because let's just be that guy. They were like, they had over a year, they had a $4 billion ICO, and they should be absolutely flawless, and everything that they're doing should be perfectly fine. And then I got accused of holding EOS and trying to convince myself that everything was fine. Now, I just want to publicly go on the record and say I don't actually own any EOS whatsoever. So I don't know if that affects how people view me. So when I speak about EOS and I say things in their defense, it's actually just completely objective. It has nothing to do with whether or not I own them. And to be completely honest with you, when I look at EOS compared to other things like, for example, high performance blockchain, which is looking for solutions, putting the software and the hardware acceleration together, that to me makes a lot more sense. So I always try to look at things practically. I try not to get into the hype. It's hard, but I try to be as objective as possible. So even if I do talk to, like, let's say like a startup or an ICO, I generally do research before I look into them. So for example, I recently did an interview with Deep Cloud AI. And the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, deep cloud. Okay, number one, cloud computing. Yeah, right. We've seen about 10 failed projects. AI, I've had people tell me if it has the word AI, literally forget about it, throw it in the trash. It's not going to work. So I was like, you know what? I agree. And I found this project, and the CTO, Gita, she's helped 15 successful startups, and she has 25 years in the industry. And when I asked her if she thought there would be any difficulty in load capacity, load balancing, she like laughed in my face and was like, are you kidding me? We've been dealing with billions of customers, you know, in completely different applications before this. So I feel like just because you say the word ICO, you know, people just go, no, it's trash. It's not all trash. It's just that there's so many of them. And what I'm right. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think we're moving to a different world too, because I remember the first time I ever did any sort of paid interviews, they were a while ago. I remember I did Zyber in Monaco, both of which have returned huge amounts, Humanique, to the investors. But at the time, it felt like a job. It felt like people didn't trust ICOs at all. It felt like everything was a scam. But now we're seeing more regulators come in there, and they have shut down certain projects like Munchie or whatever. Definitely feels like a little bit like these are actual startups, businesses that are trying to produce actual projects. And so I think people are a little bit more welcoming if you're doing that kind of content as well nowadays, where they really weren't back then at all. It was a different world. And I know you did your first, I believe, sponsored interview. Was it today, Miss Candor, Alex? Or
I actually, so I have done a couple sponsored interviews. That's the only content that like I take any form of payment for. Everything else is just based on interest. So
yeah, what was your experience with those? I'm just curious, like in these days doing those, did you enjoy it? How was your audience feedback like?
So the thing that I just did yesterday was my first ICO review. I'd never reviewed an ICO on the channel. I was avoiding it because for the exact reason of what happened today. I got like my emails and my tweets and DMs literally doubled overnight because I did one ICO review and now everybody's like, oh my God, talk about my ICO. But my interview experience has been, honestly, I like it. At first I was really nervous because it was weird to talk to someone about a project via the internet and then share it on YouTube. It just seems strange. But now that I've done, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 of them, I'm getting more comfortable. And I do like picking a project that I'm interested in and then genuinely asking questions that I want answered. Like, it's nice that I have the ability to see a project that I think might be worth investing in and ask questions that are going to help me and other people. So I definitely like that. And it makes for interesting content. But, you know, to speak to your comments about ICOs and how they're a little bit more accepted nowadays, I think that also has a lot to do with the success rate, right? So when ICOs first started happening, they were foreign. Nobody expected to make any money. At least it was much higher risk because this was really, really new. But now we've had ICOs that have had crazy returns. So of course people are going to be a little bit more comfortable with it, which is why I think the culture of crypto has gotten less like volatile around the reactions with ICO. But
I think people are getting a lot more harsh on them too. Like it's like investing in an ICO now, it's like, convince me, bro. You know what I mean? Like before it was like, oh yeah, this could be the next big thing. But now it's kind of like there's like 5, 6, 7, 10 other people doing what you're doing. So like, what's so impressive about you guys? And unfortunately, it was getting to the point where a bunch of guys were getting together, producing a white paper. Some of them went to some prestigious school, you know, like one accredited investor gets involved and suddenly you have a $30 million ICO. And it's just like, okay, what the heck are we buying? You know, and you're giving these people Ethereum, the second most valuable cryptocurrency known to the planet Earth. You're just giving it to them, taking tokens that don't even have any value. You're just hoping that they're going to deliver on their promises. And I think once enough people got burned, I think they got really sick of it. So what I've been doing recently, and it sucks as an American, I can't even invest in anything anyway.
Yeah.
But what I've been trying to do
can't.
Yeah, we as a conglomerate cannot.
Yeah.
So what I've been trying to do essentially is just find projects so early, because one of the biggest complaints that I get is people saying, man, I just wish I knew about this sooner. I didn't know about it. So what I've decided to do is take a little bit of a different approach on my channel. I've been doing a lot more interviews recently instead of reviews, because a review is just me standing in front of the website going, hey, look what they said. But I want to actually put the CEO in front of you. I want you to look at them. Okay, look them in the eyes, ask them the hard questions, and then you hear it directly from the source. I want you to make your own decisions. You do your research, and that way, if the coin sucks, it sucks. You know, maybe it does. You know what I mean? So I just think that I don't think ICOs are going anywhere. I think they're definitely going to get regulated. But I think that you can't just be like, oh, well, because BitConnect and Plexcoin ran off with all my money, you know, these guys over here aren't doing something legitimate. It's not fair. It's like you're basically doing guilty until proven innocent now is basically the new model, essentially.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And we've seen the whole space transition away from like completely decentralized ICOs as well. Like back when the DAO happened, or like Maker, for example, where you send coins to an address, instantly coins are generated and spit back out to your wallet, and you've invested in a company that has some sort of functionality. Maybe even what might be considered a security now, but back then was just really cool and different, and didn't really care what the SEC had to say because they weren't part of the conversation. So it's almost like a completely different world.
Heyo.
What's up, dude? Welcome.
I have
everybody. How's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Do you want to introduce yourselves for the audience as well?
Yeah, of course. My name's Tyler Swope of Chico Crypto. Pretty 6-month-old, 7-month-old crypto channel. It's fun. I love it.
Awesome green screen edits. Go follow him.
Yeah, my editor, he makes my channel. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be suck.
Tyler, change your name from guest to your actual name so people know who you are.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to invite Tyler onto the chat because he's actually really, really intelligent when it comes to a lot of research. You know, Tyler was one of the few channels, along with yours, Omar, that I used to watch for a lot of my input when I first got into crypto. I really appreciated your take on almost like the politics of it in a way, like, because, you know, I know people hate when you talk politics, but there's always politics to it. And I liked your values and the way that you kind of assessed things. And Tyler really impressed me with a lot of his technical analysis, essentially. So, you know, between the two of you, and CryptoCandor is kind of like me. We're late bloomers. So I wanted to get some of the OGs on the channel so we can kind of talk about what's going on right now, talk about these markets. Yeah. Well,
one thing I'd like to say, if you guys saw the tweet from Coinbase's CEO either yesterday or a couple days ago, he explained it so well. I mean, being in the market since 2013, I've seen the ups and downs, plateaus. I've seen all of them, the big major ones, all 4 of them. And, you know, this is a blessing in disguise right now. The markets are going to be fine. The tech is still there. If you can find the solid projects and invest wisely, you're going to be fine. And give it a couple years, guys. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's what Charlie Lee said today. I think it was on CNBC, where he said, you know, the fundamentals haven't changed. And it's been the same thing that's happened forever. And it's like Trace Mayer says as well. It's nice to have this cold winter, weed out like the scammers, the people who really didn't care about the technology. And people are becoming educated now. So I think it's going to lead to a higher quality future for crypto. And it elevates every single crash, right? Like every single time we come back, it's elevated. There's new stuff. There's new ideas. There's new people. And we have to embrace them as well. We can't just reject them as old schoolers.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
I know it all.
Is all these new people that have joined recently, and their perception of crypto is terrible because all they've done is invest their hard-earned money and lose their money. Now, the hardest thing to explain is that your money's not really lost. It's you still have the coin. You see, and I take opportunities. I think we lost Candor. I think
her dog.
I heard a pooch.
Yeah. She said she was going to shoot it if it barked. So hopefully.
No, don't shoot the dog, especially not on my live stream. I'll lose all of my followers. That'll be so harsh if you do that.
You never know. You might gain followers. This world's pretty crazy.
You should bring the dog
Go
and
viral.
You should bring well, where's your dog today? Where's Wallace? Wallace, right? Is it Wallace?
He's not here. Yeah, it's Wallace.
I wish I could get my cat. I have a freaking like 23-pound cat. He's so fat.
Damn, dude, you got Lagunitas there? Is that what you're drinking? Is that the regular one? Or they got a lot of different kinds. Oh, sucks. I love that one.
Yes. I always drink on my channel. Well, about 50% of the time.
Are you guys both in California right now? Both of you? Or where are you from?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in California. I'm way up north. Chico.
I'm in LA.
We got
Is that why your name's Chico Crypto?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Did you? Yeah.
That's hilarious and works out really well. I had no idea.
Yeah. I'd also like people think it's little boy crypto because Chico means like little boy in Spanish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
cool.
Yeah, man, we were just talking about so much, and then Tyler popped on and it got really exciting. Somebody on my channel said that was Superman barking outside. I'm not too sure on that.
I actually saw him a few days ago in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how was the blockchain economic forum? How was it?
It was good. I got hammered drunk. Yeah, it was a party for me. But I mean, I work too.
Yeah.
I mean, but I had a blast. I don't want to tell you all what happened because.
Well, I mean, I was referring more to the projects and the speakers, but sure.
Oh,
the after party sound fun too.
No, I watched a few of the speakers. What I really liked was I talked to A-Chain. I really am bullish on A-Chain now.
Well, now you are. Now you are. Before you thought they were a bunch of kids.
Well, I've held a small investment. I've read up on them, but I haven't like put in a big amount. But now,
A-Chain legitimately is doing blockchain as a service perfectly. It's flawless execution. They know their business model and they know what works. They are like, listen, we are simply here to provide blockchain. If you have let's say you have a hospital, a university, insurance, anything, you need a blockchain. Fork ours, we'll incubate whatever you need, we'll work out the bugs, and then that's it. We walk away. It's a perfectly legitimate model. It works. They don't have to overcomplicate it. And I think people, they're just like, they want more out of it. Like, when is A-Chain going to do more? It's like, they don't have to do more. What they do is fine. Yep. They provide blockchains for businesses and enterprises, and then they walk away. That's it.
Well, since I don't have any of my followers on this channel right now, I'm not live streaming on mine. I'm going to let you guys in on a little something because they can't know. Huli, you know Huli Coin?
Yeah,
we're going to A-Chain.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So,
and we're going legit.
What's Huli? I have no idea. Besides,
it was a meme coin I created to come after Pied Piper coin.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I one day one of my subscribers airdropped me a bunch of coins she made with like crypto coins, like my coin, CRYPT0 coin. So I literally have 1 million crypto coin, like just sitting there.
They're
really?
Candor coins? 20 token, yeah.
Nice.
Sick.
So I had coins.
I'll send you guys Candor coins.
Damn, yeah, you should. I had this bright idea of making a coin for every single YouTuber and personality in crypto, and airdropping everybody 1 million coins and pointing them to a decentralized exchange to trade them so SEC could fuck everybody. Well, not necessarily because they couldn't screw us all at the same time, just to change kind of the way that the perspectives was. Yeah. It was kind of a crazy idea that I just had while drunk.
Hey, that is a good idea, man. Well, actually, on talking about A-Chain, have you ever heard of self-sell yet?
Nah.
You can tokenize yourself, and that's what it's for.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
self-sell?
And somehow gain profits in your business, influence YouTube channel. It's weird.
I did an interview with self-sell actually. It was
did you? I'm gonna need to watch that.
It didn't really get a lot of views because people really didn't understand it. But when I spoke to the the CEO, the whole idea was essentially you're tokenizing yourself. And the reason that they're doing this is because there's a lot of underprivileged people just around the world. You know, there's kids that are really, really good at soccer, but can't ever play soccer because they're either in the wrong place of the world. They don't have the financial ability to do so. You know, you have very talented people. It could be anything. Literally, it could be anything. It could be music, sports, acting, whatever, science, anything that you're interested in. The idea is that you tokenize yourself and then people invest in you. And then as you hit milestones, for example, say you actually like become a football player, right? Then like there's a smart contract that like once you actually become a football player, then your investors actually get a percentage of your earnings by supporting you up to that point. It's really, really clever, but I think it's one of those things that's like it's almost like slightly ahead of its time. But I totally see this being a legitimate investment vehicle, especially for individuals.
It sounds almost like a more in-depth GoFundMe on blockchain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of genius because there's definitely always going to be like a need for that as far as like people making interesting concepts or things that they want to do with it. I like seeing weird use cases like that for projects.
Well, it'd be interesting too to see like some like say, 8-year-old soccer football player who's a prodigy, but he comes from a low-income area and see what his stock goes for if he starts tokenizing himself and see that shit just go boom. Yeah. It'd be crazy. Stock market for people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that whole fear here in the United States about securities. And it sucks that we have to even feel fear. Like that's why I've been like so crypto anarchist. I've been kind of an anarchist, obviously, my entire life in a kind of way. I hate being told what to do. It's like it's been my pet peeve since school. Like, go do this, shut up. Like since I was young, go to the principal's office. Yeah, I think we all innately are. We hate to be told what to do, but some of us hate it even more than other people. So I've always tried to play the game, like understand the rules of the game, play it as best as I can. when I have to. But I think it's important to realize that it is just a game. This is all a lie that we live. And so it sucks to live in the United States, land of the free. It really does, because I used to be proud to be from here, and now it's upsetting. Like, you're cooler because you can invest in an ICO or a company or tokenize yourself. But I have to live in fear because you know, we have YouTube channels, so obviously we'll be first targets. I can't just do it. It won't be as easy for us rather than other people as well.
No, I have a Discord server, and I have a lot of people in there that are from all over the world, and they're all talking about the projects they're investing in or something. And somebody actually asked me, like, well, why do you stay in the U.S.? I'm like, well, I mean, that would be like a huge move, but I'm not going to move out of the country so that I can invest in ICOs. But I understand, like, your thought process. But even still, it you know, it does stink. And to think that in a couple of years it's probably all going to be figured out. And in the meantime, you know, we've probably missed some good opportunities. It's just unfortunate.
There are some wonderful reviewed people on the deep web that will sell you a passport from another country. And imagine the KYC process that these other individuals who are verifying for these ICOs are doing. They're probably just checking to make sure, like, the picture, the name matches. It doesn't, like, they're not going to, like, get a flashlight and check it out, even though I'm sure some of these pass. And I'm not giving ideas to you guys, because you guys can't do this.
Well, I mean, technically, even if I wanted to, I
could
could get a European passport. I could apply for European citizenship because my father was born in Portugal, so...
Oh.
Yeah, but
you're cool.
That would be super illegal, and I'm not going to do that.
Guys, it's really easy. All you have to do is become an accredited investor. You have to have $1 million worth of liquid assets or make over $200,000 a year. Come on, anyone can do that.
But if you have crypto and you made those gains, you're probably not going to tell everybody that you have that as liquid assets, even though you could probably pass with that. Another thing is you could open a business, a corporation in Panama. I know some people that are doing that.
Really?
Or somewhere else. Yeah. If you create like an S corporation in Panama, you get tax incentives. Plus, you can invest wherever you want as a corporation. You can even do trading as well. You might have some taxes there, but it might work out for you. So I thought about that as well.
People ask me on my channel all the time. They're like, how do I do this? How do I get there? How do I buy this? And I'm like, listen, man, I can't really say on my channel, but if you really want it enough, there's just do some research. There's ways around everything. You know,
there's multiple avenues to make a ton of money in this space.
If you want it bad enough, you figure it out. I'm not going to be the guy to tell you how to do that. So.
Trust me, that's one of the other weird things. You can do it. The work and the channel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, one of the weirdest things is that, you know, you can technically say that because it is a First Amendment, right? So you can technically say it in the United States. You could go to the Supreme Court and you'd probably win. But the fact is we're on YouTube as well, which is a corporation that has its own rules. So we'll get demonetized. We'll get kicked out of YouTube. So, like, corporations live in their own jurisdictions and their own rules, and we have to respect them.
I know that I actually used to smoke weed on my channel too, but I stopped because they're kicking off all the weed tubers. But I live in a legal state.
Omar, what's been happening? You said you had a couple instances where they actually demonetized your videos, right?
Well, it started when I went to Consensus last year. So I got basically the whole story. Well, like the quick rundown actually of the story was I had checked the entire privacy policy, all the terms and conditions of the conference, and it didn't say anything that I couldn't live stream or do anything at all. So I did live stream some of the content out there because their official stream was down, hosted by NASDAQ of all people, but they couldn't pull off a decent stream, unfortunately. So in the meantime, I streamed for everybody who's excited to watch it. And on the way back to the airport in LaGuardia, New York City, to fly to LA, New York, I got an email from their from the director of operation, no, the head of strategy. I'm not going to put his name out here, but he was the head of strategy at the time. And he said, basically, I had to take down all of the content that I had created there. And I had to do it ASAP. So I was like, okay, cool. As soon as I get back, whatever, like, I get it. I don't want to have any problems. I'll do it. So I got my flight delayed. My phone died. I didn't have electrical plugs on the phone, anything like that, on the plane, that is. And I literally had to get delayed, I think, like 6 or 7 hours. So by the time I got back, I was really exhausted. It was like 4 in the morning in LA by the time I managed to get home and drive across the city. And then by the time I woke up after my nap, and I woke up like 12:30, I had been hit with a bunch of copyright strikes. So if you get 3 copyright strikes, they remove your channel completely off of YouTube. Yeah. So I had 2 copyright strikes from Consensus across the video. So I ended up removing all the videos, and that takes away your ability to live stream for 3 months. So it sucked because I enjoyed live streaming, connecting with people like we're doing right now. I'm checking out the chat as well here. So it kind of bummed me out, and I felt a little bit negative about it, but I thought, you know, maybe this is an opportunity to grow another way. So I ended up making another channel, live streaming on that channel, and that channel grew up to like 7,000 subscribers now as well. Nice. So it's like, it's a way to give the finger in a way to them too. And then I went back to Consensus this year because I thought what's most important though is the content, right? So that was one of the times. Have you guys ever been demonetized?
So I actually have another channel that I started off with before this one, just like vlogging, which I was telling you before. And prior to them changing the requirements to be monetized, I had managed to hit, you know, whatever the requirements were. So I was monetized for like 6 months. Then I started this channel. Within like 2 weeks, I hit the requirements to be monetized here. They changed the requirements. I've been approved since October-ish of last year to be approved to be monetized. They haven't looked over my application yet, but in the meantime, they had no problem demonetizing my other channel because they said it no longer met the requirements, but the new one does, but they still haven't monetized that one. So it's just
YouTube. It's YouTube.
Yeah, I really dislike YouTube.
Well, some people are saying on my chat, why don't you use DTube? I don't mind DTube. The only problem is that you can only, I think the highest it goes right now is 480p, which isn't really a bad thing, but I mean, you know.
I'm streaming to DLive as we speak.
Yeah, I need to get my account set up. I don't even have a Steam it. I have nothing.
I'm streaming to DLive, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter through Periscope.
At the same time? Holy crap.
That's good.
The Restream, which is an application. It's like a website that you basically just kind of link all your stuff, and then OBS streams.
I've used it before in China.
What's the name of that website? That's so sick. I should have done that.
I'll message it to you.
Yeah, that's dope.
So guys, Crypto J on my side said, what coins are you looking to pick up in this bear market? Is there anything that you're kind of like excited that it dipped? Is there anything that you're like, yeah?
Oh, like, Neo, of course. I'm still picking up Neo like a fire.
Yeah.
Neo and Ontology and Elastos.
Those are good coins. For me, it's like everything kind of moves in tandem. So you could pick a freaking great coin, but we all know on the best, seeing what we've seen before, they all go down, they all go up, and then irrationally so. So we see coins that don't deserve their market cap. So it doesn't really matter. So what I do is if I just happen to come across something that's really cool, the last one was, I think there were a few coins that at the top I meant to buy and I forgot to buy. So I think I bought Engine, BlockNet. Those have done really well as well. So I've been pretty content with those. And I did interviews with both of them as well. I think that's how I got excited about them. I did the interviews. Like you were saying, Alex, you were saying that you enjoy the interviews because you get to ask them questions. So it's like being in the front lines. Like I kind of want to know this, and I'm sure other people want to know as well. So let me get this info, and then I become hyped about it. So those were two projects.
Yeah, I think right now it's just a good time for accumulation. Personally, I think a lot of people they tend to think that this is the end of everything, and I mean, this is actually quite long for me. I haven't gone through like the old school bear markets where you had to wait like 2 years, 3 years. I haven't gone through that, but I've been through all of them: the China FUD, the 3 Korea FUDs, the Bitcoin Cash FUD. And the major run up to 20K and down. So I'd have to say at this point, I would be quite shocked if something really could happen to this space to really freak me out any more than I've already been freaked out.
Yep. So we're in the consolidation phase, you guys. I mean, none of us are mind readers. We can't predict when this bearish trend is going to end, but I mean, it's going to end.
What's for you guys the shortest duration that you think it could last, and what's the longest and why?
6 months is, well, 3 more months. Well, shortest 3 weeks. Longest, I'd say 6 months.
Why? Why did you pick those?
Well, 3 weeks because I made that prediction a while ago and I just want it to come true. But 6 months is my more like, okay, I could see that happening. Like a year-long bear market after that run up.
I feel like I don't have enough experience in this space. I haven't been in here long enough. And if this is a true bear market, this is the first one I've been through, so I really don't think I can speak to it. I'd like it to be over soon, but the world's not perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to make any predictions. I just know that whenever I think I know something, it does the complete opposite. So, like, I'll tell you what, once everyone agrees that Bitcoin's once we all unanimously agree that we're doomed and it's just going to go to zero, that's when it's going to move. I'm telling you, it always does the complete opposite. Like, seriously, like when you think like when we were at 20K, I was like, we're going to 1 million. And then that's when it fell. Right. Yep. So I think that, the problem is that people don't like to talk about market makers. People don't like to talk about that. And you talk about institutional investments coming in, right? And the thing that I try to explain to people is a lot of the institutional money is coming in OTC. It's not coming in on the exchanges. So these guys are buying up a ton of whatever it is, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's not even making a dent in the market cap. It's not even being reflected. And the problem that people don't understand is that the market cap doesn't actually reflect the ability to take all that money out. It's like a bank, you know? You can't take all that money out because it's just simply the accumulation of all the prices on the markets multiplied by how many coins are on the
exchange. And then there's slippage. So as you sell them, the price starts dropping, and that's why it's impossible to pull all that money out. You're not gonna have buyers.
Exactly. Like if we all cashed out, inevitably somebody would be left holding the ultimate bags in the end, and they would never have somebody to sell it to if it went to zero, hypothetically.
I think Rand Neuner, that like you can't just, it's not like magical bots buying everything. Like people have to be buying it in order to sell it and selling it in order to buy it. Because it's all on a computer and a website, I don't think people really realize that that's what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
Rand Neuner had an interesting tweet today of CNBC South Africa where he said he knows for a fact that there are a lot of OTC trades that are being put up, right, to buy, but they're not getting filled because you need somebody on the other side. So if I'm trying to buy 10,000 Bitcoin or 20,000 Bitcoin, not $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but 20,000 Bitcoin, which some of these whales are definitely trying to do, you need somebody selling 20,000 Bitcoin. And if everyone's expecting to like the price to go up, and that's why I bought them, and I'm not just trying to trade back and forth because there can be decent fees on these OTC markets, right? So if people, basically what I'm trying to say is that people have been accumulating, have managed to accumulate what has been sold for the most part by the smart people at the top, the OG crypto people who had a substantial amounts of Bitcoin or Ether. So it's probably closer that we're at the bottom because of the fact that all these trades that aren't getting bought right now are going to have to begin buying because they can't pick it up on the OTC markets.
Exactly.
So they're going to have to pick it up in the free markets. And it hasn't happened yet, he was saying, which is surprising. And I also agree that's surprising. So it's definitely coming. And also look at all these institutional projects. I know we talk about it all the time. And I know it's like overdone, but it's just a fact. That's why I can't see this bear market being like 3, 4, 5 years. Like people are excited about picking this up now.
Yeah, no way. It's good. I mean,
profiting off trading and all this, Goldman Sachs, everyone. I mean, all the banks are interested in this.
Yeah, but think about what you just said, though. You just said that people are trying to buy OTC and nobody's selling. That's kind of a good thing. That means people believe in it. I mean, if I didn't believe in it, I'd be getting rid of it as fast as I got it. But these people, if they're not selling it OTC, that's kind of a good thing. That means they're hodling. That means that they believe in it. So if we're reaching a point where these institutions can't buy over the counter,
that's where they come onto exchanges.
That's a good sign because now you have to buy. You got to put in an order, and yeah, the price is going to go up.
And that's when you're going to see those candles, those green candles that you are crazy
waiting for.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah. Oh, go ahead. No, I just want to say,
once they hit like zero, like there's not that 1,000 Bitcoin available. First, they wanted 20,000 Bitcoin. It's not available. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for months because these whales wait. Like they say this is what I want. They put in the order. They worry about something else, right? So they have these orders and they haven't been filled for months. Now it's either I lower my order, right, or I just turn it off, right? Like I just shut it down. Generally. So once they lower these orders to the point that it's like, you know, I can just buy it on the free market, I think that's when we're going to begin some real serious runs up.
Yep.
You know what's an interesting concept too is a lot of people that bought straight into Bitcoin that were holding, and they say that they bought too high and now they're down. What's actually quite interesting is if you look at some of the top performing altcoins, they've been hit a lot harder than Bitcoin. So when you actually compare the two side by side, say you actually did buy Bitcoin way too high and Bitcoin fell, do you know that even though you're down so much in Bitcoin, if you now take that Bitcoin and invest it into the altcoin that you've been looking at, do you know you can actually purchase more now than you could have back then at the all-time high? Mm-hmm. So it's all a matter of how you look at it. It's all perception. I mean, realistically, even if you bought too high, if you put that Bitcoin into the altcoins now, you're probably going to like get, I don't know, double or triple what you would have gotten back then. So once the next bull run does commence, it's not all doom and gloom. It's just people are impatient. They just don't want, they just want everything fast.
I also think, go ahead.
No, please.
What I learned, or at least what took me a very long time to learn, is when I first started buying stuff, I would track my portfolio in USD. Well, boy, that was at a learning curve for me when I figured out what I was doing was wrong. So you make a good point in understanding that compared to Bitcoin, an altcoin that you've been watching could, in theory, be much lower in value, even if it's not showing as much in USD, it could in the Bitcoin value. And that's something that took me a really long time to understand. So like certain coins, it says I'm down in USD, but I'm actually not if I switch to Bitcoin. So it is important to look at those numbers because, yeah, if you're cashing out USD or whatever, you know, your fiat currency is where you live is important. But if you're trading in and out and you're investing in stuff and you're buying projects, Bitcoin is king. And that's what you have to pay attention to.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. If I check my portfolio and I'm down USD, but I'm relatively the same in BTC, I don't freak out. Yeah. It's when I'm down in Bitcoin and dollars, that's when I worry. Then I'm like, okay, I did something wrong. So
actually, I want a prediction from you guys, a high-low for the bear market, each of you.
In Bitcoin?
Man, I don't
just Bitcoin, high-low.
I don't do TA. I don't know.
No,
man.
not a TA, just a prediction. You know,
fun prediction. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin.
No, when the bear market's going to end.
Oh, when the bear market's going to end.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. When is it going to? Oh,
when I mean, obviously, we all live in the U.S. and this is kind of a silly thing to say, but on my perspective, when the weather starts getting cold and people start slowing down and it's not nice out and they're not outside doing things, I think on our end, that's when we're going to see more YouTube views and more interactions, more people talking about it, more interest. So, and that to me is what I associate with a non-bear market is when everybody's constantly talking about it.
That's very interesting. That's psychological. I agree with you. That's what I did. I was so, you know, I stopped looking at last weekend it was. I just literally turned my block folio off and I just went to an art museum and I took a bike ride. Literally.
Yeah,
I just was like, I'm done with this.
I don't even worry about the market when the weather's nice. Honestly, when it's cold, I've got nothing else to do. It's like the same thing. In the winter, I play video games. In the summer, I don't because I've got other stuff going on. So I don't know. That's just my perspective.
Yeah. You know, and I'll really quickly just to touch back on a thought that I had before. I would love to comment on it, but it's hard to give an accurate timeline. It's true. I mean, it could start tomorrow. Like it literally could start tomorrow for all we know, but I can't see that right now happening unless we get some major news, which would be like what I call a white swan. Could very well likely happen. That's why it's hard to make these predictions. And we don't really have crystal balls, but sometimes you can begin to see certain trends like this institutional thing and how they start to line up. And you have to realize that all these institutions are racing each other to put this stuff out there. So they can make the most money to allow this kind of trading to happen. So definitely sooner rather than later. I'm going to say latest 2020, earliest tomorrow, right? So
nice. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's something. But I guess what I wanted to say is that the term hodl definitely has to do a lot with the way up, maybe even more so than the way down. And the reason I say that is because if we're looking at the price of Bitcoin and we're going to track everything to Bitcoin, it's like, yeah, sure. Are you really holding Bitcoin though? Because what we've seen happen before, and you've seen some runs up and down, all of us have enjoyed mostly a few of these, right? And so what we see is that everybody kind of invests in Bitcoin first. Like it tends to lead the market. I don't know if it's going to happen again. Past history is an indicator of future performance, yada, yada. But we've seen that Bitcoin tends to lead the way. It's got the most pairs. It's got the most name recognition. Why don't you pick up some cryptocurrencies? Oh, like Bitcoin? Yeah, why not? And get some of this. So generally, people tend to get Bitcoin and something else as a kind of hedge at the beginning of these. So Bitcoin kind of leads the way. Then we'll see other bigger market cap names come out. Like maybe Ethereum will start shooting up after. Then we get like these waves, right? So you'll see like privacy coins will get like a wave. Suddenly people discover the privacy coins. Then they'll discover the YouTube coins or like the Netflix rival coins. And so like the tricky part is trying, like if you are going to pick up those smaller name coins, like you said, KDubb here at this point, I think it's important to do that. Sure. Because yeah, you definitely can get huge percentage gains versus Bitcoin, but then you have to hodl those and not try to chase that new fairy or whatever you want to call it, that new unicorn. That's what I say. Stick to your gun. See it as an investment. To your investment. That's what startups generally take.
Some of my best investments, honestly, have just been gut instincts. Like you just can sense it. Like we're really good. People tend to underestimate our ability to actually kind of like smell bullshit. You know what I mean? And we watch a lot of YouTube videos, even videos like my own or yours. And the thing is I noticed that it's difficult on YouTube because a lot of content out there, especially content that's paid for, sponsored, or promoted, you're not really getting the facts. You're just getting that perception that they want you to know. You know what I mean? Like they're being paid to talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when I first started my channel, well, this is way back, you know, I had done some sponsored reviews in the beginning, and it was really difficult because you're not really giving 100% your perspective. And what's actually interesting is, I don't know if you guys know, do you guys know Jason Appleton, Crypto Crow? Do you guys know who he is?
I know of him.
Yeah.
So what he does actually, and this is funny, he was at the CIA awards. He actually takes the money from these people. Like he takes the money. They're like, would you do a sponsored ICO? He goes, absolutely. Yeah. Give me a Bitcoin. They're like, okay, 1 Bitcoin for a sponsored review. And literally if he thinks it's shit, he just says it's a piece of shit. He'll just say it. And like, then they get angry and they hit him up like, how could you? And he's like, listen, you paid me. You paid me to talk about your project. I took your money. I bought some more Cardano, or I bought some more Ethereum, or I bought some more Neo and Icon, and I told people how I felt about your project. And I think that his model is funny. And in a weird way, I've considered doing that, although that kind of goes a little bit against how I would normally do things. But it's actually kind of a funny concept. Like, yeah, sure, pay me, and I'll tell exactly how I feel. That way, when this person is reviewing it, and I'm looking up, XYZ coin, I don't just get a list of nothing but positive reviews. Because these guys, and like I told you, the funniest thing is the people that are willing to pay you the most money are usually the projects you should probably stay the farthest away from. Yeah. Because why do you feel so insecure about the ability of your project? Or, I've even heard people argue with EOS, not to bring up another sore subject. And honestly, like I said, I don't own any. This is completely objective. But I've had so many people ask me, like, why do you need that much Ethereum? Shouldn't your token be good enough? You know what I mean? Like, you should be holding your token for the value that your token can provide. But a lot of these smaller ICOs, the ones that run away, the exit scams, they're valuing Ethereum more than your own token. And if you can value Ethereum more than your own token, then there's a problem. Because you should believe in your project. You should believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm rambling.
No, I agree with you. And I think that, there's really 2 options in this space when it comes to creating content. You either do what Crypto Crow is doing and just be defiant about the fact that you're going to continue to remain unbiased and be yourself, or you make content that you don't get paid for and you cover projects that you're interested in or things that you like, and then you're opinionated about stuff and you don't feel obligated. Or you do other content that's like interviews where you do paid stuff in that respect, but you only choose projects that you've already vetted. So it's hard, but I do think that, like you said, it's really valued, because it is frustrating when you Google something or you look up something and it's only good reviews. It's not realistic. So, that's...
Well, yeah, I mean, I have no qualms about sponsored content. I get it. People got to monetize their channel. But the only qualms I'll have is do your due diligence. Make sure the project's actually legit. Are they going to use that money to create something? I mean, if they are and they're trying to do something good, then sure. I mean, sponsored content once in a while is fine.
I just think it's more of putting your money where your mouth is. I mean, if you're gonna make a video where you're telling somebody that like this is the greatest video of all time, I mean, the thing is like there's projects that people know I talk about all the time. I'm a huge fan of Neo. I'm a huge fan of Icon. I'm a huge fan of Elastos. You know what I'm saying? And high performance blockchain, A-chain. Obviously, I'm just going to include Bitcoin, Ethereum because they're just the top and everyone literally. But the thing is like when the market takes a hit, I have a lot of Icon guys. So like I'm there with you. It's not like, and I'm holding because I see value in it. I see what Loop Chain is doing. I see the connections. I see the bridges that they're building, and I just realized that it's just a market. It's just a downtime. That's all it is. It's a bear market, guys.
I put a mailbox, PO box address inside of my description so people could send me stuff. So I have a new way for ICOs to reach me. So this was something I just got in the mail. Well, along with a gift basket, intimate.io. I'll admit I haven't really opened yet. I apologize if they're still watching.
I need to do that. I want some free cool
I got a PO box too, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to use it. And I've been getting all kinds of cryptos. Like I've got my Origin Trail sweatshirt on. I've got my Brave water bottle.
That's a good idea.
Maybe that's what I'll start doing. Start paying me in swag, and I'll start covering you guys.
Yeah, at least you can wear the swag.
Yeah,
at least
I love free shit.
It might have more utility than your coin.
Guys, booyah! My Bitcoin Brothers T-shirt I got. It's like Mario, and he's hitting a
That's
Bitcoin.
the best shirt I've ever seen.
I just got my Chico Crypto shirts in today.
Oh,
nice.
I'll wear one. I'll buy.
I have a PO box. You can
definitely. Yeah, I'll send you one.
For sure. Yeah, PO box. And actually, I was like,
I'll take it.
People wanted to send me stuff, and I'm like, I don't really want to give out my home address, so
yeah, the PO box.
Yeah, actually, can I cut you guys off? Somebody on my channel said high performance blockchain is wrecked. No way, dude. No way.
No way.
They are literally just you. No, trust me. In fact, I actually have an interview coming up with them. We haven't figured out. It's because I have to go to. I'm going to that conference. But
what conference? NA3 or NAC3?
Oh, Blockchain Connect. You should go, man. Blockchain Connect.
I'm going to NAC3. I don't know when it is. It's in San Francisco.
Yeah, this one's in San Jose.
Oh, really? I'll go to that one if it's in San Ho. Hell yeah.
It's yeah, you should go, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I had some free tickets, but I gave them all away. I had 5 free tickets, and I gave them all away.
I'm sure I could, hit them up and give something. So
yeah,
pretty dope.
I know Omar said he's taking a break though.
Are you?
Oh, from conferences, yeah.
Oh,
I have my other career as well, so I'm focusing on that. And then we have like, you know, our time is literally valuable. So I like what we do with our time. So I'm playing more piano. I'm trying to take care of the other crafts that I've done. Like my original YouTube channel was literally a piano channel. First it was a gaming channel, then it was a piano channel, I lie. And in the piano channel, I literally would like smoke weed, and then like it was like 2013, like because I'm a kind of an introvert when I smoke, so I would just smoke in my room and start like putting trippy milk drop visuals in the background that follow along to what I'm playing,
and then start creating,
and then just create stuff, and then like I would speed it up to like 2x speed and be like, yo, this is so freaking cool. Like I made a bunch of tracks. I still think they're sick. They don't have any views, but I thought they were great.
Hey,
and
my viewers your way.
Yeah, no, it's still on the same channel. But if you search for the Fractal Pianist, you will find it.
What an awesome name.
Don't do it. Yeah, no, it's really bad probably if you listen to it. But since I had a connection to them, I thought they were cool. Thank you.
That's
Fractal.
very cool.
Dope. Thanks.
Someone on my channel asked thoughts on PIVX, and I know CryptoCandor. I know you did a kind of a coverage on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a great privacy option for a coin that's for currency. You know, I'm kind of moving away of my interest in coins that are only currencies, because I feel as though, obviously,
aren't they the first like privacy coin you can stake? Kinda?
Yes, they are the first. They do ZPIV staking. I mean, I still hold a bunch, and I still stake everything. I think the project's great. The team's amazing. They're exceptionally nice. And I'm gonna start doing like where are they now, like kind of follow-ups for projects that I've covered to see like what's happening 6 months later. And PIVX and BlockNet are on the list, obviously, because those were kind of my first ones I covered. But no, PIVX is a great project. You know, again, the fundamentals haven't changed. They're doing what they're doing. I think right now their priority is getting adopted into actual retail, and like I know that you can like, I think it's like in the Barbados, you can do like a timeshare with PIVX. They accept PIVX. Like they're all over the place. So they're doing some pretty cool stuff as far as that goes.
Oh, one thing I need you to ask the PIVX team. I haven't talked to them. Are they in talks with GenCoin?
Okay, I can ask. I have no idea.
Because GenCoin is a new coin, masternode coin that I invested in. It's risky as fuck. The team's anonymous right now still. It might be a pump and dump. Like no one get in on this. No one.
All right. Well, for everyone on my channel, I'm just going to speak for you and say not financial advice. But
yeah, we're not financial advisors.
This one's risky as shit, but it's been pumping lately. Like I got in at like 5 something. And it's all the way up to 1301 right now, and got all the way up to 19 in this bear market.
That's crazy,
dude.
But the team, so what they're doing is creating like super simple masternodes, like and doing that for other masternodes like PIVX, Dash, all the big ones, like the expensive ones. And then in about 6 months, they're having a shared masternode program. That's super simple, one click.
That's awesome.
What about coins? What about projects right now that you guys think are actually doing the most as far as real world use cases are concerned? Like which ones do you think actually have like
Bitcoin?
Well, Bitcoin, yeah.
No, Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Ethereum, you got to define real world. In the crypto space, Ethereum has a very real world use case. It's mostly the onboarding for ICOs and all the other projects. So as far in the crypto space, Ethereum is tons of, real world use case. But outside, I don't really know. I haven't really been following stuff closely enough to know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if in the real world, like adoption, like payment for things, Bitcoin is king. I mean, anywhere you go outside, it's usually only Bitcoin accepted here.
Well, I mean, like, for example, you have projects like the a.ka that already have millions of onboarded users that no one even talks about, and there's a lot of projects that have kind of not done very well as far as their tokens are concerned. But then that does come into play with the ICOs being fundraising versus the utility of the token. I mean, unfortunately, you can still use the blockchain without really having to be invested in the token. Like, for example, a lot of people ask about Zebi, and like Zebi is working perfectly fine. They're already linked up with different hospitality institutions, land registry. But right now, their token is virtually useless as far as the average investor is concerned. So it's getting dumped. But yet they're I mean, if you talk to people in India right now, especially hotels, you've had police officers and stuff being like, yeah, we don't have to, respond as much because what Zebi's doing, in the hospitality industry, I don't know. It's tough.
Is there anything you guys use every single day, perhaps, or something that you like a crypto product or website that you feel like you need perhaps as part of your life? So for me, Steemit has become that, for example. So being able
all the time.
Yeah, so I think that's like the blockchain we all still use, and it's been around for a while now. But is there something else perhaps that you actually use that is out?
As an app, honestly, the Engine wallet, Engine Coin, the Engine wallet, their app is phenomenal, and I use it. And I also use another app called Trust, and it shows Trust Wallet. It shows all your ERC20 tokens, which is awesome. And I use them constantly because I get like airdrops or whatever. Because one of them is attached to my ledger, so that I can get airdrops for stuff like, that's where like my Pied Piper went and my Huli coin and all that stuff. So that to me, that and my Delta app are the ones that I probably use the most as far as crypto space.
I use my BitPay card and my Shift card every day.
Yeah, I used to until I found out all those are taxable transactions.
Oh, shit.
And Coinbase is giving away all our information.
What I've heard is they won't give it away for over 25 and they'll hand it over.
I screwed up in that department. I already did that. So, like if you buy, sell, even move that amount, like you're screwed. And it might go lower next year for all you know. I mean,
of course. But from what I've last heard, they won't give over your information if it's under 25.
For now. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's true. But like we know that for sure the IRS isn't.
No, I keep it smart and safe. I mean, will not put large purchases on my BitPay or Coinbase card. Fuck yeah.
I guess then here's the big question. What do you guys plan on doing? I mean, if you have to cash out, what is your route, or do you simply just hold to the point where you're convinced that eventually we'll just use Bitcoin and
weed dealer
for everything?
I've only cashed out like twice, and I cashed out through Coinbase.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, like if I'm on the radar, I'm already on the radar.
I send it to GDAX, I avoid the fees, and then I transfer the USD to my bank account.
What is it, like 8 more days and we're on Coinbase Pro, no more GDAX?
Yeah, I actually got to the point too where I didn't care. Like originally I had a Binance account that was, unregistered and all this other. And then it just got to the point where I was like, you know what, man, at this point, I've done so many transactions that can probably figure out who I am. Yeah. So, and honestly, I need to move more than I used to be able to because I'm like 99% in crypto. Like I was telling people how much is in my bank account and they almost laughed at me. Like, I don't even want to say, like, my bank account is it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous.
The minimum amount.
Just enough to get by. Yeah, I have just enough in my bank account to buy groceries.
I have a little bit more just in case of emergency.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm literally all in, and I can prove it to you guys. I mean,
yeah, I have gold and silver, and I started buying stocks at like I've been buying on the way down more. I've maxed out my Roth IRA for the last 2 years, even though I had sold it, like literally to buy Bitcoin on the way up. So I think it's important to follow the trend. Where I was telling everybody to sell their stocks, like when Bitcoin was like $280 and when Ethereum was like $8, I was telling everybody to sell their stocks. Let's get out of this, because I was convinced that market was going to crash and they weren't going to be able to manipulate it. But now I'm like buying it because I realized, whatever, I'll suffer with the people if I lose all my stocks and stuff, and whatever, crypto is going to do well. But it's embarrassing. I've made more money on my stocks on the whole way down. Not that much, but enough that I'm not holding 90% in crypto anymore. Like,
actually, I don't know about that because I'm not invested in stuff like that. But I will tell you that the first 3 times we had a crash, I totally screwed up and just held. I got smart the last time, and I actually, even though there's all this stuff about Tether, I get it. But for me, it's just a tool. I could give a crap less. I would never keep my money in Tether.
Yeah, no.
But like maybe just for like a couple days. So I actually found that I was able to do better in bear markets than in bull markets, because what I was able to do was, once I realized there's like a clear downtrend, we're going down, I literally like I'll tether. And then like if it does this and then it starts to do this, I just buy back in. And I just started doing that. And I was able to accumulate so much of my favorite coins right now that I know for a fact that this bear market, or if this bull market does come back, guys, I might just quit. I think I'm gonna I have the biggest bags ever. Like when I go into a coin, I go hard. Like I'm not like, well, let me get a little bit of that. No, I go hard. I'm like, I need more. Like, so for me, I'm definitely pumped. I mean, there's a lot that I've been holding, and it doesn't really bother me. I'm not that worried about it really. If you're holding quality and you believe in it, you'll sleep a lot better at night. When you're tossing and turning all night, wondering what's happening to your investment, then you really should probably ask yourself, do I really believe in this, or was I just trying to get a quick flip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I agree. I mean, in the bull run, I got up really high and I was like, oh shit. And then on the way down, I lost, 50, 60% of my portfolio. But through this bear market, I've actually been able to almost get to where I was at during the peak. Yeah.
Yeah, you killed it. No, I lost.
Yeah, no, I lost a lot too, if I'm being honest.
75%.
I
made some really good moves on like 0x and stuff.
Oh yeah. Somebody's asking about Icon on my channel, so I'm just gonna say this out loud. Not financial advice, but every time Icon dips below $2, I buy more, because there's this strange. Now you could compare it to Satoshi, sure. But there's like this $2 mark where every time Icon hits it, it just bounces back. And it's been doing this for like 6 months. So like every time I think the lowest it went once was $1.75, and it just always springs back. So like, I don't know.
I can attest to that, because he literally told me that last week.
And it worked.
Now you said it, you've reinforced it, so it's going to keep happening with all.
What is it? What is it right now? It's probably like $1.99, $1.99.
Everyone should buy right now. Then
I bet you tomorrow it'll be like 205, 210.
Damn, not financial advice.
$1.95 right now. You heard KDubb.
Hot sale.
Is everybody buying right now? Why is everybody clicking? You guys?
No, I just got a bunch of Discord messages.
We're not actually live streaming. We're actually buying the dip right now. This is all just we're just.
Yeah, right.
No, I went over the icon and I looked at it, and no, it does look sexy right now.
I wanted to buy Icon, actually. I even told my little brother to buy Icon next to me. I tell people to buy stuff, and then I don't do it. I'm like, oh, yo, like, I should be buying this right now, but I'm too lazy to pull out my ledger and move
But I have been picking up VeChain and Icon in this dip, because I felt like those are the ones that I really missed the boat on not paying attention to. And so, because of that, I've just been kind of using that opportunity. There's a couple other things that I'd like to buy too, but I don't know. I get so focused on the channel and responding to people and making content for Steam It and doing everything else. It's like, next thing I know, I forgot to go buy something. Yeah. It happens all the time.
That happened to me right now. I've been looking, the one project that I'm like totally pissed I can't buy right now is NKN. I've been wanting to buy NKN since it was 24 cents. And then I looked at it yesterday and it was like 31 cents. It might have taken a pullback, or maybe it went to the moon. I don't know. But I've been trying to get in since 24 cents, and I can't get into Gate.io because they just won't let US citizens in.
Oh, never mind. Keep going. Sorry about that.
No, I'm saying, like, everyone's like, try Switch.io, but they're like, oh, the liquidity has improved, but it's not enough for me. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm a whale. I don't want to disclose, but I mean, I'm trying to go hard. I'm not trying to buy $200 of NKN. I mean, when I go in, I'm going in.
Okay.
I want to buy a stack of NKN, and there's just not enough.
Company.
I really value your tenacity.
People should go in on Switch.io, what you just said. Dude, Switch.io is a buy right now for what it's doing.
Yeah, somebody told me about that coin when it was like mad cheap, like literally like 28 million. I was like, I have to register at another exchange. That's another thing that you have to do, to register at exchanges just to sign up. But I hear that they're the first exchange being built on, what was the name of the blockchain? I can't remember, but it was something new that's been blowing up as well.
Switch.io's on Neo.
On Neo, yeah. They're the first exchange on Neo.
Yeah, first DEX on Neo, and it's so solid. As of right now, they're doing about 600,000 in volume per day.
Wow.
Their market cap's only like 12 million right now. It's gone down from that 28 million peak. And Kyber Network. I know Kyber has bigger partnerships and everything, but they only do 200,000 volume through Kyber's DEX.
Wow.
And Kyber's worth, 10x it. There's such good solutions out there too. There's things that people kind of overlook, like even Loopring. Like, we just totally forgot about it. Like, I feel like we just walked away from Loopring. But like, when you look at the Loopring protocol, it's amazing how it can actually pull from all the different DEXs or all the different exchanges at the same time, and it completely eliminates the issue of liquidity. That's one of the biggest problems that you see on these DEXs, is there's no liquidity. So with Loopring, you actually put your order in, and with ring matching, they'll actually basically take a snapshot of all the exchanges. They'll find you the best prices, and they'll make sure that everyone, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's so much more this space can do. We're so early in it, man. Like, you're just comparing like apples to oranges, but like, there's like
40,000 different fruits in the world, man. There's so many tropical fruits out there, you know? Like
Okay,
there's all right, forget that.
But it goes back to like what we were saying. Well, what are people actually using? So they're using Switch.io, they're using Binance, so that's why Binance coin was up a huge amount today.
Sure.
They're actually using these things, and the real use cases you said, investing in ICOs, investing, right? But we might be seeing even less than that right now. But you said there was actually an ICO that raised over $500 million that you heard about?
So actually, my friend who works with Block Networks on the team, his name is Hanny. He always sends me like funny stuff. He sent me this article, and it's a ICO that raised $575 million off its private sale, and that's more than EOS, and that's more than Telegram. And the company's called,
all of it.
Yeah, it's called Tata2. It has no history in the crypto space. Nobody knows.
I know Tata too.
Right.
No,
so
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you're the only person on the planet that knows it.
No, I don't.
Pretty much what happened is they did a little research and they found out that the people who started the ICO are a European royalty family, and they're from Luxembourg, and they're the royalty family that owns Bacardi, and they've estimated to back the company at $100 million. Basically, the platform is essentially going to be like a decentralized Netflix. That's what they're planning to try to do. But what's amazing to me is like they raised that much money and no one has any idea. No one's even heard about this.
Maybe they just sold it to their rich family and like 3 people got in, and that just was enough to just put the price all the way. You know,
it just was crazy when he sent me that link. I was like, all right, yeah, I got to bring that.
Just invest 1% of what we got. Just invest 1%.
Yeah,
you know, it'll be good.
Yeah.
actually, I've actually been pretty much a big advocate of exchange tokens, and I know that we're not fans of centralized exchanges. I get it. Like I'm in the same camp as you, but realistically, when you talk about utility, exchange tokens have one of the most utility out of a lot of the tokens right now, because they help you with reduced fees, they help you with referrals, and then also when you refer people, some of them based on the amount that you hold, you actually get percentages of the trading fees. So in a bear market, I mean, crap, people are trading when it's going up, people are trading when it's going down. So if I have Binance, I'm winning either way. If you're panic selling, I'm winning. And if you're buying the bull run, I'm winning. So I think
that's why I might go heavy on Switch.io here.
Yeah, Switch.io is a good one.
I mean, 600. The volume's only going to increase. Like people are all scared about Nex, Neon Meta Exchange coming and destroying Switch.io. It's not. Yeah, it may come and do more volume, but Switch.io's volume's not going to go down. It's only going to grow with the Neo Smart Economy.
Well, I think the thing with Nex is that they're really trying to push that fiat onboarding, and they're working with regulations. And I think that if Nex can get a fiat on ramp, that's going to be tough.
That's going to be a year away.
Yeah,
guarantee it. They will not have a fiat on ramp right when they launch. They will just be a crypto DEX.
Yeah, mark my word. You basically have to almost get like a banking license, right?
Yeah, no, they won't have it by the time they launch. It'll be probably a year, and maybe even for a U.S. banking license, 2-3 years. So I think Switch.io has time. And I mean, the Neo Smart Economy, yeah, it's small right now. There's not as many assets of Ethereum to trade on. But as it grows, there's going to be room for both Nex and Switch.io. And they're only going to increase, both the exchanges. No one thought there was going to be room for KuCoins, Cryptopias, but now those are big exchanges now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I had to actually close my Cryptopia because I got an email that said somebody kept trying to break into it. So finally, I just shut it down.
Mine wasn't Cryptopia, but there was one weird little exchange that I needed for something, and I kept getting emails. It's like, someone's trying to log in from Hong Kong. Is this you? No, it's not me. Like, are you kidding me? Have I ever logged in anywhere other than where I'm located? Ridiculous. Anyways.
So what is the weirdest thing that's happened to you with crypto in regards to your security and privacy? For example, like early on, one day I was on the couch in front of the TV in my boxers with my girlfriend. It was like 4 in the morning in Miami when I still lived out there. And I heard a knock on the door, like, what is that? Yeah. So I freaked out and I just kind of ignored it, and it happened again. And so I was like, what the fuck? And then it happened again. My girlfriend was freaking out. I was freaking out. And so I went and I grabbed a kitchen knife, and I had it like next to me, like a sharp one that we don't really use because it's kind of rusty and just old. And then I was just like, okay, if they do it again, I'm going to go look. So then I heard another knock, and I opened the blinds, and I didn't see anybody there. So I was like, what the f? And then we went to sleep with our door locked, which we don't do in our bedroom. And I went to sleep with the knife next to me. And I know in the morning, I was kind of like scared to go out there. I was like, what the f? So I opened the front door, like peeking around. I opened it and there was a box, an unmarked box with no address, no name on it, nothing. I was like, this is either a bomb or anthrax. So
did you open it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I think I used a knife actually to open it up. And then I popped it. It was just a T-shirt saying from like your fans here in the Netherlands, from Floris and Eric. Shout out to them. And it had like, it was my first T-shirt ever that I ever got. But I was like freaked out. I had a buddy get robbed. I had like for millions of dollars. I've seen some crazy. What stories do you guys have? Anything like that?
Ooh, I don't have one like that. The weirdest thing I've gotten is some weird phone calls and like people making like pictures of me and stuff. Like I was little weird pictures too. Like I was like, whoa, dude, this is fucking weird, man.
Yeah, people memeing.
But Blockchain Brad, he's had some guy come to his house.
Yeah, he told me about that.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Remember?
I can't remember the full story, but
I think he said he just like
out.
sat outside and was like waiting for Brad to come outside to talk to him about a project, and Brad's like, not for me.
Yeah, I had somebody actually figure out what apartment I live because I used to drive around making my videos, and I never actually like parked in front of my place and made a video or anything like that. But they sent me a picture of my like parking spot. And like literally in a small building on the beach with 10 apartments. So it's pretty easy to find me. And said like, oh, look, if I was able to track this using this and this and this and IPs and this, then I'm sure somebody else could do that. So just be careful. And I was like, what the fuck? I panicked.
I don't have any cool stories like you guys. The worst that happens to me is just like the free ETH giveaways. That's like the most.
You'll get them. Don't worry. It's going to happen. You're going to get some dude sending you some weird pictures.
Oh, I did have some dude commented on one of my, I don't know where I posted a video, left a comment saying that they didn't like me because I was super mean, and then proceeded to like insult me a lot. And then when I said, okay, well, I might be mean, but I don't go out of my way to insult people, they proceeded to like find me on Facebook and started spamming my chat with like threatening messages about like what they were going to do to my boyfriend and stuff. And I was like,
my God, that's scary.
That's funny. So eventually it stopped, but people need to find hobbies.
Yeah, shit. I wish I could show you some of the pictures. Like, they're weird. Like, me in, like, a seat he photoshopped and, like, on a king with my shirt off. I was like, what in the...
That's weird.
Honestly, one of I don't know about weird stories, but one of the funniest things recently, and I wish I could pull it up right now, but I can't pull it up right now. So if anybody's watching, go on my Twitter. It's @theCryptoZombie. Scroll down like a couple days ago, and I did this review with the Liquidity Network CEO. And there was this part where he talks about the mainnet coming out before the actual token sale.
This was so good.
And I got kind of like surprised, and somebody took it and like made like a visual meme out of it and put some like Snoop Dogg track in the back, and he starts like smoking a blunt.
Oh, I know, Thug Life.
Yeah.
That was like
so good.
That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like somebody put me in like a living meme, and I felt like for even just one night, I felt like a legend, you know. But that's about the that's like not weird.
Pretty cool.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
I'll take that over like threatening messages or getting stalked.
I have a current dude who's like, I don't even want to put it. I think he's watching this video probably, but I told him to stop. Like he came to California to try to find me, and he's looking for me and Peter Schiff because he thinks that we'll be able to tell everybody that cryptos are all going to crash and try to save the world through us for the channel. It's been going on for a while, and at first I was like cordial with the guy because I try to be nice to subscribers, and he was an early subscriber, probably like 2 years ago. Definitely been around 2.5 years ago. I don't even know how long he's been following me, but like he changed his name on Facebook. He's changed his name on YouTube several times, but his style of writing is just like so odd. And so my girlfriend was scared. So his girlfriend, he claimed he had an ex-girlfriend. She says she doesn't even know him, was hitting up my girlfriend on Facebook saying that he has been stalking her and that he hasn't stopped and he's threatening her boyfriend right now. And he's like the last message he said, he thinks it's the Adderall that might be affecting him and all this stuff. But
man, you need to stop that Adderall.
Dude, like I get comments that are like literally message walls. I've been getting it like seriously for the last 2 weeks. So I don't know. I was like, dude, like that's it. Next time that you try anything like that, I'm going to report you to the FBI because apparently he has a record and they're looking for him in other places.
Okay.
You lead a very interesting life, Omar.
Dude.
I don't know. People will find you eventually.
Yeah, they will. Fucking hey, dude. And Chico's a small town. I need to move the fuck out of here.
You shouldn't have made your name Chico Crypto, dude.
I know.
Yeah, and you said what your name actually means now.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
You dashed
well,
yourself.
come find me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll sock you a good one.
Oh,
and I don't have anything against it. I think there's definitely mental issues that can come about. So I'm not trying to offend anybody either, and to try to like I don't want to have to hurt anybody. But obviously, I don't offend myself. My little brother's in the army. We got guns. If you're out there.
Poor Kyle looks so overwhelmed right now.
No, I'm all good. Listen, man, my town. I mean, where I live, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's whatever. Nobody cares about crypto here, so it's kind of. I couldn't imagine somebody coming to my door and knocking down, trying to. You know,
me either, not where I live.
I'm paranoid though. Like I actually had a group of people come to my house. They actually did a documentary on me, which they haven't released it yet. I've been waiting. I've been really excited to show everybody that they like literally filmed me. But long story short, they came and the first thing I said to them, like I was like, I just want to let you know, I gave my hardware wallet to my girlfriend. And that's at her job, which is 45 minutes away. Like that's how paranoid I was like, I know that people are coming to my house and I know that they know that I do crypto. Yeah. So I literally gave my Ledger Nano to her.
That was
so that
very smart.
Yeah, because I was just like,
yo, you put that in a bank here soon, son. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm about to do a fluffy pony and say I lost all my stuff in a boating accident. It fell off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We've talked about that so many times. That's the funniest story still.
Yeah. It's like a transparency thing. So it's like I want to be honest with my subscribers, but at the same time, you're gonna get the IRS and murderers off your back if you do it.
IRS and murderers. I love how that progressed.
Yeah.
I will be honest. I do have my stuff. My stuff's a lot more scattered than it used to be. I used to be real stupid. I used to just keep things on exchanges and have only a couple things. But as you begin to accumulate more and more and more and more of it, you start to realize like how valuable that actually is. So definitely, you know, safety is a really important thing, and I probably don't have to tell everybody that, but yeah, you should definitely look into hardware wallets. Yeah, if you have to, I mean, you could do paper wallets, but that requires a lot of extra work on your part.
What's your guys' recommendation, Ledger or Trezor?
I haven't worked with Trezor, but I do have a Ledger, and I absolutely love it. I mean,
yeah, my Ledger's great. I have no issues with it. I mean, there's pretty much very, very few tokens that it doesn't cover. And the ones that it doesn't, they're usually pretty quick to work with and add them as long, you know, with legit projects. I mean, let's be real. It covers ERC20s. It covers NEP5s. That's like most of the market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have Bitcoin and anything off of Bitcoin. So all of Bitcoin forks, all ERC20s, all NEP5s. That's got to be over 95% of the market.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it just sucks not being able to get those airdrops or forks when they come out. Like you have to wait for Nano to integrate with them or somebody to build a third-party app that plugs into it. So
actually, I don't know, not to cut you off. I just recently did an interview with Arcana Wallet on my channel, and they're not an ICO. A lot of people thought they were an ICO. They are coming out with a wallet that is doing exactly what you're saying. This wallet, it's feeless transactions within the wallet. It covers all airdrops. It covers all mainnet swaps. And you can trade directly through APIs, so you never have to put your coins on exchanges.
That is sweet.
And it shards your private keys. So your private keys are sharded in different locations. And when I say this, I don't mean hypothetically. They actually have several locations around the globe with military-grade cold storage. And this is legit. And I asked them, and I was like, "Can you provide proof? Can you verify this?" And they were like, "Yeah, definitely." Like they have a thing out. I think they have some. Don't quote me on this. I want to say Singapore and some other place, but. Yeah, it's pretty legit, man. And what's even crazier about it is that they're actually doing KYC for it, which is crazy because I know you're like, well, that's centralized. But their whole concept is like we're doing what they refer to as transparent centralization. So that basically it's like you are a bank. So it's everything that you're used to with your bank account now, except you are the bank. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they're not this type of a project really can't. They can't come forward being the totally anonymous thing. It's not going to work for them. It's not a legitimate approach, but you should definitely look into it. If you're interested in actually owning your own money, owning your own assets, have a look at it. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm interviewing on Saturday, and the guy's actually going to do a screen share, like the walkthrough the beta wallet release in my interview on Saturday. So Saturday, if anybody's interested, the video will have the wallet walkthrough on it, which would be pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of what people have been waiting for with Ethos, I feel. Ethos has been really waiting for that universal wallet.
Yeah.
I don't know what the holdup is. I mean, I guess it's like legal.
It's in beta testing now. I literally have it on my phone. I've been using it for the past couple days. So far so good. There's some like quirks with it, but I think the idea of having a mobile wallet like that where you can access everything and it be universal is super important. So I'll be interested to see what Arcana has to say comparatively.
Everybody wants to know about Elastos. What's up with Elastos? I'm not into it. Why do you guys?
Video next week on it.
What is Elastos? It's a hard project to explain. It's basically Pied Piper coin in real life. It's they're making a P2P file transfer, a new internet, combined with the blockchain.
Without anything actually connecting to the internet.
Yeah.
So
cool. When you send files, you're going to be sending them through the Elastos P2P carrier network, and all of it's going to be verified through the Elastos main chain identity chain, which is secured by the Bitcoin blockchain.
Merge mining.
They're having merge mining, and actually Jihan Wu has already said, well, I mean, he's pretty much said, I mean, it's like it's not an official handshake, but he's pretty much gone, publicly and said that he plans on switching 50% of the hash power over to mining the Ella token.
Someone said that I was talking to from the team, because I had them reviewing my write-up. They said that theoretically it's in talks that it might be December is what they're shooting for.
Mm-hmm. You guys are so smart. You know about all these projects I don't follow anymore because my brain is already filled.
I only know about a lot of these projects.
I need like a RAM dump
because of KDubb, because he always is talking about good stuff.
Well, let's talk about something that Omar does know. Omar, I know that you're familiar with Engine and you understand ERC 721's non-fungible assets, right? You know how that works. Mm-hmm. Same concept with Elastos. Elastos is basically creating an internet where everything is P2P. I mean, they call themselves like the aircraft carrier for dApps. I mean, that's just a fancy way of wording it. But essentially, it's like everything is yours. So if I write a book, I can okay, like for example, like right now, if you go buy an ebook on Amazon, you're basically just downloading the same file over and over and over and over and over and over again, but you're doing it through a centralized service that verifies that on my account I have access to this file. Whereas on Elastos, when you buy a book, that's a unique asset. That's its own specific asset, as if I had went out and actually took a book off of a library shelf.
That's pretty sick, yeah.
Right. So if I send that to you, you have a completely unique asset that nobody else has. So that's one of the advantages of the Elastos operating system as well.
What's the roadmap like? Where are they at right now?
They have the P2P carrier network is functioning right now.
Yeah.
That is functioning. They have a couple apps, messenger app right now. The biggest thing they're working on is on their main Elastos blockchain right now. It is working as just a proof of work sidechain on top of Bitcoin, but they are shooting for a DPoS combination proof of work for just a little bit. They know they may be slowed.
Cool, man. My girlfriend just brought me a beer, so I don't know if you want to grab another one or what we're doing.
Oh yeah, of course.
How long are we streaming for? I mean, are we going longer?
I'm going to have to cut myself out soon because I have to be up wicked early. Like I have to be up earlier than usual for work tomorrow.
I'll drink a beer.
I respect you so much. Yeah, you'll drink the beer. Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably got to shut off too. She just handed it to me. I wasn't going to drink at all today. See, I told you that. But she already opened it, so I felt bad. By the way, Voodoo Ranger IPA, that's what I'm drinking. Nice. I wish I had Lagunitas, sucks, because that's a great beer.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess we could wrap things up. But I want to thank everybody for you guys shared such amazing content that I don't talk about specific content, like specific coins as much anymore. So you share with me and the audience at least some information to get started on some new projects, including like Elastos, Switch.io, and all these other things. So I definitely recommend, if you guys are watching my channel, to research a little bit more. Don't just go buy the coin because Icon is under $199. Find a reason to invest.
Research.
Yeah.
As much as I would love all of you to pump my sweet Icon, I still want you to do your research. You should definitely do your research. That's the one thing I always say. I try to tell everybody. The thing is like I do news videos. I'll talk about 100 coins a day. I don't own them all. I don't know the inner workings of every single project. So the thing is if you find something out there that you like, just do the research. It's not hard. Most white papers, even though they're a pain in the ass, if it's something you're interested in, just consider that small amount of maybe 15, 20 minutes worth of your day, for the rest of your life with the money you're investing. I think it's worth it to take a look.
Check out the website. Is it all right? Check out the white paper. Does it look like they did some work?
One recommendation, though, I will make for research: Reddit. use Reddit. What people
Put the
are
name
actually
and scam and Reddit in a Google search, and you will find information on the project. I promise you that.
Yes, Reddit. And the information from Reddit is usually not sponsored, or it just probably recently some of it started becoming sponsored. But if you go back for information on a project from a year ago, it's going to be 100% from a real person, you know?
Definitely. Also, I wanted to just say right now, I kind of like to always become that guy at the end of the live stream. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been coming back to my channel, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, not just the 4 of us that are on here, but the people that are on all of the chats, on all of the screens right now. It's a collective community, and without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. I love you all.
This has been awesome, guys. I'm so glad that this worked out.
Yeah, I love the differences of, you know, we're all very unique. You know, we all have different views on things. I mean, okay, me and Tyler, we might kind of slightly have some biases because we were kind of like Neo heads back in the day. So it's a trickle down thing. But I do like to see the difference of opinions and how everybody views the space. And it's funny because we're in a bear market right now, and pretty much all 4 of us are like, yeah, we're fine. We'll be all right.
We're gonna be good.
So. Yeah. Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much.
Well,
thank you guys for having me too, for setting this up, Miss Candor.
Yeah, Candor, thank you so much. KDubb, Crypto. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, Chico, Candor, KDubb.
All right, guys. I love you very much. And now I have to do my awkward ending.